This week we show you the basics on setting up your RV at a campground, from choosing a site and what steps in what order to hook up.
We'll share our tips and show you how we set up camp. So come on along.
You know, one of the questions that we get asked a whole lot is, what's it like setting up camp? So I guess the best way to do it is to show them, huh?
Some are easier to set up than others.
Well, there's two ways you can set up. One is when you're boondocking, because you do that a little different. And then the other way is in a campground. So since we're on the way to a campground right now, maybe we should show them what's involved.
Well, I meant whether it's easy or hard to park is whether to pull through or back in.
Yeah, and
how many trees and how many fire pits and picnic tables and all that sort of thing.
That's where an expert guide and traffic director comes in.
Aha.
And that's you, my dear.
Ah.
You know, one of the things that we should also point out is when to stay in the campground. We like boondocking, but the weather out here, as we're doing this video, is really hot. The real-time temperature is over 100 degrees, so we want to run our air conditioner pretty much all night long, and for that we want an electrical hookup. So that's one reason you'd pick a campground.
Correct.
Because you gotta be
otherwise you gotta camp alone.
Me?
Yeah.
I thought you, because I'm going someplace where it's cool. But anyway, we'll show you. So we're going to one of our favorite campgrounds. It is in Michigan, and it is the Addison County Park, and it is a beautiful campground. And we'll see if we can get a good spot.
We should be able to get a good spot.
In the peak of the summer travel season, the absolute best time to get a spot is Sunday afternoon. Usually everybody leaves by noon, 1 o'clock, so you're pretty safe in most places if you're going to get in one without a reservation to try on Sunday afternoon, which it is for us right now as we're doing this video. So we don't have any reservations, and we are going to go give it a try. We like this park a lot. We've been here several times, even had a gathering here.
We did. We had a bunch of friends come and from all over the country. They enjoyed it.
You know, that's the one thing I miss in these days of masks is our RV lifestyle gatherings, where we would say, hey, we're at Addison Oaks today. Everybody come on out. Or we would schedule a week's camp out and hikes and all sorts of stuff.
Or just to get together for dinner or to visit and then go out for dinner or potluck or something. But hopefully those days will be back sooner rather than later.
I sure hope so. So we're at Addison Oaks. We're pulling in now to the campsite, and of course there's a big sign that says camping.
And slow down because they got a lot of tall grass and there's deer. A lot of deer live here, wandering around. Most
campgrounds like this will have a speed limit that is about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Hi, do you have any camping spots?
Do we have any right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to go take a look around and find a spot you like?
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
All right, here we are heading now towards the campground. So now it's time to choose the campsite, and as we have driven around, we've got a pretty good idea of the lay of the land. What are some of the things that we're looking for?
We would like a shady spot with shade preferably in the afternoon. If we can get morning and afternoon, great, but if we have to pick and choose, go for the afternoon. Sunshine in the morning is a little more agreeable than when it's hot in the afternoon. And we also like a little space between us and our neighbors. If we can get a spot like that, that's awesome. When you get your spot, they'll give you a sheet, and normally you rip it in half like this one. You put half on your dashboard and the other half on a post in front of you where your campsite is, to show how long you're legally there.
And here is the spot we picked, and we have both sides of us clear, across the street clear, and this is our site 128.
Nice.
Now, let me get ready to back in and we'll show you how we do that.
Before you back in, you need some help. You don't want to back into a fire pit or a picnic table or trees or anything else. So I like to go to the far back corner of the site that we're going to camp at, and I make sure that I can see myself in Mike's side view mirrors. Make sure that he can see me. Make sure that he can see me good, and we do hand signals. We both agree upon what the hand signals mean. Stop, because he might not be able to hear me. So the hand signals, it's important that we're communicating.
Look up before you set the campsite up. Make sure there are no dead limbs on those trees up there. They can do a lot of damage to your RV and to you too if they should fall.
Want to pull up the emergency brake?
Sure, I'll be glad to.
Okay, first step, always when it's this hot, so you can run the air conditioning, is plug into the power supply. Now we have a surge protector built into our RV. Otherwise, I would take a portable surge protector and plug that in first to make sure that the electricity on the pedestal is clean electricity. Sometimes they miswire them, and it could do some damage to your unit if you don't have that surge protector. We have one built into ours, so I can plug this straight in, and there are two plugs here. That's the 50 amp for the great big guys. This is the 30 amp. So I plug it in, and up here are some fuses. This is the one marked 30 amps. I'm flipping that on, and you can see, if you look on the thing, the little blue light's on. That means it's getting power. So that's good. This, by the way, is a switch. This one for just, if you don't have a 30 amp, you have like a 20 amp supply, you know, for electric fry pan, you can plug that in there. So you have usually a number of these different plugs available on the pedestal. Now you want to plug it in to your coach. This is our electrical connector. So simple. Plug it in, push it in, and then turn it to lock it in. And then there's a little wheel here that tightens it up. And that way, it's not going to come loose in the middle of the night, or if somebody, a dog or a kid should run through and trip over that cord, you'll be all set. So now we have switched over, and we have 30 amp supply. All the electricity is in the vehicle, and the first thing we can do is turn on the air conditioner.
Mike, is it okay if I turn on the air?
Yep, it's good.
All right, sounds good. So we're going to hit cool. Here we go. It's between 89 and 90 in here, so I've got it set for 68. So we're going to cool this off.
All right, we got the air on. Usually the first thing I do is level it, but because it's so hot out here, I thought we would put the air on first. The levelers are pretty cool. It's right here. Look at this, auto level, see that? Bam. Next up, water. And before I hook up my water hose, I'm going to hook up this. This, I've shown you this before. This is the Clear 2O solid carbon water filter. And it's actually like a two-stage water filter. This is solid carbon, and this is like that the little blue filters that you see in many other stores. This is also solid carbon. The other ones are granulated carbon, and water this doesn't do as good a job as the solid does. So the two-stage system really makes this water great. And I hook this up right here to the spigot. All right, that's on. Now I take my water and I connect the hose to the bottom of this filter. Just tighten that up. And the next part of this, I'm going to let Jen show you. This took us a long time. It's such a simple thing. A quick connect for the water. Jennifer will show you that.
This is called the Quick Connect. You see how you take this down, you release it, and it goes up nice and tight? This is well worth the investment. So, gotta get down here, get on my knees. I gotta go through what they call the mouse hole. Go through there, get this hose around, take it up, Go through there. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. And now we're going to take it down and let her go up. And we're good. Just a little thing on the hose and your cable. Leave them wound so that they're not so much work when you leave. Hopefully put them back a little bit so you're not going to trip on them. Nobody's going to trip. But leave them wound, and if you can tie it up, even better. When you get camp set up, you don't want the step going in and out. So there is a switch. Step override. Put it on, and now the step is going to stay out so that it's not going in and out every time you open the door. We love putting the awning up in the summer. The switch is in here. Awnings are so nice to have, but even if you have a wind sensor, don't go away and leave your awning out. And particularly with us, we're going to close it every time we go away for a couple of hours. We're not going to leave it out. We're not going to take that chance that some wind could come along and damage it. Just too often these awnings get broken. We've seen it so often. So make sure you put it down if you go away. At night, close it, put it away. Even if it doesn't look like rain, close it. Put it away. It's just too expensive. You don't need the grease.
Turn on your hot water heater. Now, some of them need to warm up a little bit. Some of them are instantly hot. But when you want hot water, you want hot water. So as soon as you get set up at camp, turn it on.
If the campground has cable TV, hook it up. As soon as you get to the campground, you want to secure your pet. If you have a little dog, there's some portable pens that you can bring and your dog will be good. But if you have a big dog like Bo, you might want to hook him up to a picnic table. Or what we like to use is on the back, our hitch. Just drop this through, hook it up, and make sure Bo's leash isn't too long because you don't want him to get into any kind of trouble. But Bo is good.
One more thing before you kick back and start to enjoy your camp out. We always travel with some little post-it notes, some sticky notes. And on them, I always write down the name of the campground that we're staying at, our site number, the campground address, and phone number. And I just put that up someplace where we can always find it. In the tenseness of an emergency, you're not going to have to fumble around trying to find all that information. You've got it written down and handy.
We bought this mat 10 years ago when we first started out, and we have used it so much. You can get them, we bought it at an RV show, but you can get it at different RV supply stores. And you just make it as big as you think you're going to need. Do you need lots of room or maybe not quite so much room? Something else I like to do is have another rug that you bring out. We picked this one up at Bed Bath & Beyond. And put it here, and it's just that extra little guard against tracking and things that you don't want inside. So, got all of our mats down, our rug down. Take off your shoes, but don't leave your shoes outside. You don't know what's going to crawl inside. We've heard lots of stories about scorpions, mice, snakes, spiders. You just don't know what's going to decide your shoes would make a lovely home. So bring them inside. Make sure you know what to do with your trash. Some places have big bins that you put it in. Other places you just put it in front of or by your RV campsite and they come and pick it up various times of the day. So make sure you know what to do with your trash. If you'd like a written list of all the things that we did to set up at our campsite, we've made it easy for you.
We have written an article that accompanies this video on our RV lifestyle travel blog. We'll put a link in the description below. And when you get done watching this video, would you do us a favor and give it a thumbs up? And don't forget to also subscribe to the RV Lifestyle channel right here on YouTube. And when you do that, click the little bell icon to be notified when new videos are online. We are Mike and Jennifer Wendland. Thanks for watching.
Happy trails.